Good morning, children. Welcome to the social session. In the previous class, we tried to understand about a big agricultural farmer like Vijay Kumar. So he owns a very large piece of land, 25 acres of land. He has bore wells. His fields also gets irrigated with the village tank. He owns a harvester, thresher, and even buffaloes he owns. And he also owns a fertilizer shop in the village. Whereas his family lives in his family and children live in the nearby town, whereas he lives in this village. Today, we shall learn about agriculture in Telangana and we shall wind up this unit today. So, coming to agriculture in Telangana, already we have discussed about the small farmers in Telangana. Out of every 5, 4 are small farmers in Telangana. So, coming to the agriculture in Telangana, over the years, agriculture in Telangana has changed greatly. That means there were many kind of changes which occurred in the process of cropping, in the process of harvesting, and even in the process of weeding also. So mechanization and extensive agriculture is being implemented in Telangana today. Even though paddy continues to be the main crop in most of the areas, other food crops like ragi, jawar, maize have declined and have been replaced by cash crops like cotton, sugarcane, and groundnut and turmeric and chilies. I think these all names are they convenient to you? Paddy means, what do you mean by paddy? Paddy is nothing but rice. Khana khate nahi hum? Chawal, paddy. So that was the main crop previously. Now also it is a main crop. But previously ragi, ragulu, jawar, jonnalu, and even maize, kanki. So these were the main crops, but these are replaced by cotton and many commercial crops like groundnut and even sugarcane, जो हम पीते देखो sugarcane बंडी के ऊपर, and turmeric, paspu. So these are haldi. Turmeric is nothing but haldi. So chilies, mirchi. So these are the important crops now most of the farmers are cultivating. All these crops requires investment in the form of seeds, water, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. In many forms you require the investment, and large investment is required because it is a cash crop, and for which in order to procure these all, the farmers take loans from the brokers or from the money lenders. A few decades ago, most of the farmers depended upon the tanks and canals for the sake of irrigation. Now more than half of the land in Telangana depends on bore wells, and even on the open wells most of the farmers are dependent upon, because the tank irrigation or the canal irrigation is very meager, very less in the state. So most of them depend upon the bore wells. But under the Kaleshwaram project, now large piece of land is brought under the irrigation also even. So this has resulted in the depletion of the groundwater, because bore well pumps out a large amount of water from the ground. So that led to the decrease. Depletion is nothing but decrease. What do you mean by depletion? Depletion is nothing but decrease. Decrease in what? In bore water. When you pump water from the ground, okay, most amount of the water is being used for the cultivation. As a result of that, there is a decrease in the bore well, bore water, groundwater. And it has increased dependence on the rainfall now. When there is a rainfall, the groundwater gets recharged. If there is a recharge of the groundwater only, he can irrigate the land. But if the decrease in the groundwater happens continues unchecked, then one day there will be no groundwater, and if there is less rainfall, it doesn't get a recharge. So this is the reason that rainfall dependence has increased nowadays. All this had made small farmers very vulnerable in the crop failures that led to many times crop failure, and consequently they are unable to repay their loans. If there is a crop failure, whatever loan they have taken from the money lenders, they cannot repay it, because the only source they repay to the money lender is if there is a good harvest, isn't it? अगर अच्छी खेती बाड़ी हुआ है तो ये पैसे आते, वो बेचने से वो पैसे ले जाके फिर वापस कर सकते. अगर पैसे ही नहीं आए उन लोगों को, क्रॉप फेल हो गई, then how can they repay it? They can't. So many of them are forced to sell their lands and migrate to other places, for other towns and other cities as a laborers. These small landowners, most of them have sold them, and today 4 out of 5 small farmers are facing these adverse conditions. In order to help them, the government of Telangana has brought Raitu Bandhu. Have you heard about this one? Raitu Bandhu program. Under this program, every 1 acre of land owner will be provided 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees per crop. That means in a year you will have 2 crops. That means for every 1 acre you will get 10,000 rupees per annum. Per annum in the sense per year. For 2 crops they will get 5,000 plus 5,000, 10,000 rupees they will get for every 1 acre. For every 1 acre. This program is called as Raitu Bandhu, and you need not repay it. It's free for you. So if you are a farmer who is owning some 5 acres of land, you will get nearly 50,000 rupees per annum. So you need not go to a money lender, or you need not approach any broker. Okay. On the other hand, the big farmers benefit from the new equipments and the growing market for agricultural produce. They have now diversified their investments into setting up dairy farms, poultry farms, sheep farms, schools, money lenders. They have become different kinds of roles they are playing in the villages today. The big farmers, because they have a large investment. The market for the crops also have increased. Turmeric, today chili is being purchased by ITC in Warangal. Okay, whereas turmeric is being purchased by Ashirwad Group. So likewise, different products have great market today, and these large farmers have that benefit, and they have diversified their investment into building schools, into investing into other shops and purchasing land. So they have diversified their investment, and agricultural laborers are not getting enough work also, and their wages are not rising because they are replaced by the machines. Okay, for every agricultural work today, machines have replaced. Government employs government schemes. The government has many schemes like Raitu Bandhu. Government schemes should provide them relief for a few days in a year. That is nothing but MNERGA. I think people from MNERGA. This is a program called as Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Rural Employment Generation Scheme. This is, as per this scheme, every person in the rural areas will be provided 100 days of work. 100 to 120 days of work will be provided, and for which they pay you 120 rupees per day. So this is also called as a drought work or karu pani. Most of the people in the villages depend upon this for 100 days, but remaining 200 days they don't have any work, and so they are migrating to the other villages during the remaining time into the urban areas in order to take up some odd labor jobs. So this is how the agriculture in our times has got changed into. So in the next class, children, we shall see a new unit. Thank you.